You know, caring for someone with dementia can feel like you're trying to navigate a huge storm without a map. It is an absolutely overwhelming journey. But here's the thing, you don't have to go it alone. So today, we're going to dive into how a few really well-chosen books can act like your compass, giving you practical strategies and, just as important, emotional support right when you need it the most. And this quote, wow, it really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? This journey is just a massive roller coaster of emotions. The right guidance doesn't just help you manage all the difficult moments, it actually helps you find the joyful ones, even when they seem totally impossible to reach. It's about finding a reason to laugh, even when you really, really feel like crying. And this right here points to one of the biggest challenges in caregiving. Think about it. Our natural instinct is to correct someone, right? To reason with them, to argue from our own reality. But in the world of dementia care, those very instincts can actually lead to more frustration for everyone involved. And that is exactly why educating yourself is so critical. So let's think about this whole thing as a journey. I mean, like any challenging expedition, having a roadmap can make all the difference. And these books, they're basically your roadmap, filled with amazing insights from experts and from fellow travelers who have walked this exact path before you. At the end of the day, knowledge really is power. It gives you the power to turn what could be a super frustrating daily interaction into a genuine moment of connection. Understanding the why behind a certain behavior can completely change how you respond to it, which reduces stress and dramatically improves the quality of life, not just for them, but for you too. So where do we even begin? Well, the very first, most crucial step on this journey is a big shift in perspective. It's all about stepping out of our world, just for a moment, and trying our best to understand theirs. Jennifer Gent Fuller, in her book, Thoughtful Dementia Care, she just breaks down what's actually going on in the brain. And it's not just about forgetting names and faces. It's about how the brain itself processes information, how it understands the world. And once you get that, well, that's the foundation for literally everything else. And this is where you really see the payoff. When you start to see things through their eyes, you can adapt your approach. This lessens stress, sure, but it also validates your own struggles. You start to realize you're not failing, you're just tackling a really perplexing problem that needs a totally different kind of solution. Okay, so understanding the why, that's half the battle. But now we need the how, right? This is where we get into the toolbox, the actual, concrete, actionable strategies you can start using every single day. Okay, this table right here, based on what's in Learning to Speak Alzheimer's, is a total game changer. Just look at that shift. Instead of trying to pull them into our reality, we join them in theirs. Instead of correcting some factual error, we focus on the emotion behind what they're saying. It's a completely different and way more effective way of communicating. Oh, I absolutely love this framework from Paula Spencer Scott's book because it's just so simple and powerful. For every single frustrating behavior, there's a why this, the reason underneath it all, and a try this, a practical, real-world solution. It takes all that confusion and turns it into a simple, step-by-step plan. So much more manageable. And of course, we can't talk about this without mentioning the gold standard itself. For decades, the 36-hour day has been the go-to comprehensive guide that countless families turn to. It covers basically everything. It's just one of those must-have books for any caregiver's shelf. Okay, this next part is so important. Caregiving can't just be about getting through the day. It has to be about living. So let's talk about how to shift from just survival mode to actively creating moments of connection and joy. You know, one of the hardest things day to day, just running out of ideas, and that's where a resource like this is worth its weight in gold. It gives you over 50 actual activity ideas, things designed to help boost self-esteem and encourage interaction. Just think of it as your go-to source for inspiration, especially on those days when you feel totally wiped out. And this brings us to such a beautiful point, something this caregiver captured perfectly. When you let go of your expectations and your inhibitions, you open the door to laughter. It's about just embracing the moment for what it is and finding that little spark of joy, no matter how weird it might look from the outside. And this is the secret sauce, really, the thing that Jolene Brackey highlights. They might forget what happened in 5 minutes, sure, but that feeling of happiness, of being loved, of joy, that emotional echo can stick with them for hours. That feeling is what you're really creating. So we've spent a lot of time talking about caring for your loved one, but we absolutely cannot finish up without talking about the person who's holding it all together.
And that's you. Your well-being isn't a luxury. It's the foundation that makes all of this possible.
And this question, man, it just cuts right to the heart of what caregivers go through. Is this really unique, super confusing kind of grief that so many people just don't know how to name, let alone deal with? But there is a name for it. Dr. Pauline Boss calls it ambiguous loss. And honestly, just having a name for it, knowing it's a real, recognized thing that other people feel, that can be so, so powerful. It confirms that your grief is real, even when the person you're grieving is still right there with you.
So all of these books we've been talking about, they're packed with strategies for you. They give you guidance on managing those really tough emotions, on finding ways to stay resilient, and maybe the most important thing of all, they remind you to build your village, to find your people, and to not be afraid to ask for help.
Because that really is the ultimate message here. Through the pages of these books, you're connecting to this huge community of experts, families, and other caregivers who get it. Their wisdom is there to light the way. You are not in this alone. So I want to leave you with this one question. It's not about solving everything all at once. It's about the small things. Now that you're grounded in this knowledge and you've got some new tools in your pocket, what is one simple, small moment of joy you can create for them and for you today?